This is the review show, the 2025 review show. It is so nice to be at this juncture. What a relief it is. Melbourne's dismal 7-game winning season finally comes to an end. This is the official, unofficial podcast of the Melbourne Demons, the DeeBrief. I'm your host, Adrian Horton, and I'm joined by big brother, ginormous brother, Scott Horton. Welcome.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm well. I've had 3 pints down at the Sporting Globe. Got the late caller because the flake didn't rock up.
Oh, Scotty! Can't
So
under the
I'm
bus
here,
like that.
and I would have much preferred being your first option for tonight. But you know, when you're not a paid presenter, then you get trashed down the line. You'd think you'd use me more because I'm free, but that's okay.
Just for a bit of context for the listeners' sake, I have told you a few times, you can get paid for this, and your response every single time, I don't need the money, mate. I don't
want to be paid because I don't want to have the commitment. So if I get paid, I have to commit, and then you own me. I never, ever, ever want you to own me. So
fair
this
enough.
is smart
It's the smart move.
once you start paying me, then I have to roll up.
You're a funny man, but no, you've been very kind over the journey. You've said to me before, I'm just here to support you, mate. I'm here to support you on your podcast. It's not just my podcast, Scotty. It is the podcast of all the panelists. It's the podcast for the people, for the DeeBrief faithful, the Melbourne community out there. And I'm going to do the quickest ever summation of the Collingwood game. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go right back to the start.
Well, that's great because I didn't watch a single second of it.
Great. And I'm happy you didn't. And that's why I don't pay you, because how can we do some...
No, but in context, I was out for my mother-in-law's 65th birthday, and my father-in-law is on the Melbourne Coterie, so for him to miss a Collingwood versus Melbourne, he would have been invited to the Woodsman. He told me that.
Sure.
But no, it was far more enjoyable being at San Lorenzo. If you haven't been to San Lorenzo out in the eastern suburbs, one of the best fine dining Italian restaurants in the eastern suburbs. Do yourselves a favour. Go and see Peter. But yeah, I did watch the replay. So
oh, sure. Right.
I did. No, I did. On Sunday morning. No, I watched the replay, just the mini match. So I'm
going to do the summation, and you don't have to worry about it, mate, because I was just going to make the point before, and you probably did make the right choice and not watching the whole thing. But this is the analysis. Number one, Collingwood supporters are absolute grubs, but that is not surprising. That's the first thing.
That's never changed.
Number two, Nick Dacos, you are an absolute jet. You are one of the best players in the game, but my God, you are soft. You're an embarrassment. Yeah. Next point. Number three, Harvey Langford, you are a star, a genuine star. So that's another one. And then I've only got 4 more points to make about the game, Scotty. Cozzy Pickett, you're a star. Max Gawn, you're the GOAT. Point number 6, we can't win close games. And then the final point, number 7, I'm still a bit seedy after Friday night because we certainly let our hair down and enjoyed ourselves, me and a few of the DeeBrief crew members and just some of the friendlies and some of the people that are in and around our crew. And we had a blast, Scotty. And I tell you what, I was a little bit shattered that you couldn't rock up on Friday.
So was I. You got to give, my life's planned 6 months in ahead. So you've really got to get in February if you want me out in August. But it would have been nice just to let the hair down with my boy Zorks and the rest of the crew. But anyway, it is what it is. I missed out. We missed out on winning another game, another honourable loss this is the honourable loss season.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm buoyant, mate. We're like anyone that's flat, like we have no stress, no pressure of going out in straight sets because we didn't make it. We have no pressure all final series. We get to see a pretty even contest. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be Western Bulldogs supporter right now. That's got a sting. Yeah, and they're a good side, but they've only beaten one team inside the top 8. I saw the vision earlier. They've only beaten one, so they are probably where they are for a reason. Whereas we've pushed most top 8 sides all season. But yeah, the upside is we blooded some kids.
Yep, we're going to get stuck in all of that, Scotty. This is going to be the most structured podcast we've done all year. I'm going to go.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can handle that.
I know.
I don't know about structure.
No, you.
I'm all about ranting and raving and going on tangents.
Which I've been told by many Melbourne supporters, and 95% of them, I think, love it because you go into some areas and you're very honest. But I want to stick to a structure tonight, Scotty. I'm going to stick to it.
You got to love. I love that we finished so poorly. What do we finish 14th? And I'm not flat. Is that dumb?
No, and
because it's a good finding year. Good finding, like the kids. We never played kids in the past. We always gave them 1 or 2 games, and they were going through that stupid rotation where you play them for one, out the next, in and out, in and out. But we got to see a lot of Lindsay a lot of Harvey Langford, and they reckon Lindsay, if he was in this year's draft, would have gone pick 1. So Essendon, enjoy your pick 5, which is really a pick 45, and up the Dons. Like we're ready to go. Like next year we'll bounce. Next year we'll bounce, and that's the podcast. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, awesome work there, Scotty. Now let's now come with me. Stick to the structure tonight because it's the most effort I've put into a run sheet this year, and it needs to be. This is the official season review of 2025. I'm going to go back to round 1, and we're just gonna work through this. We're gonna go round 1 all the way through to round 24. I don't know how long this will take, but we're just gonna take a trip down memory lane, which I know a lot of supporters probably don't want to do, but there are some positives. I'm about getting upbeat now. I know it's been a wretched year, and we've got to be real about the outcomes and the results that we've seen in 2025, but there is some upside that I want to channel. And just feeding into your point there, Scotty, I think there are some positives and some encouraging signs. So all the negativity and the doom and gloom, which was a part of my DNA this year on the podcast, and a few people were taken aback by that because I'm typically pretty upbeat. Well, I'm gonna put that to one side. I'm gonna just
you're actually not though. You're not a positive person at all. This is just a facade.
Righto. Okay, so round 1. Here we go. So the
Formula 1 weekend, Sunday.
Yes, of course. So Sunday, the 16th of March, we had the Giants at the MCG. 23,000 people there, and we went down by 3 points. It was 74-77. Now, really quickly on this one, got out of the ground, went and did the post-match pint with Caden McDonald and Nick Musgrove. And I tell you what, I was talking about pride and what a performance up against a premiership fancy. And then the next week, Scotty, round 2 against the Kangaroos.
Oh, torched.
We got our pants pulled down, 66-25, a 59-point margin. Cade Chandler was berserk that day. He had 3 goals and 25 disposals. But other than that, mate, it was the start of the rot, really. Like that.
Could it have been training loads in round 2?
Fuck, it was bad.
Potentially training loads. They'd put a lot of effort in between that GWS game.
Where did that rank for you? That was one of the more demoralising experiences for me being on the ground. It was horrible.
Did they kick 8? Did they kick 8 in the last?
Yeah, something like that. I could get it up, but yes.
And they have been shit all year since.
Pretty much.
How did they do that?
Well, we just dropped our bundle. The third quarter we were threatening, but we just couldn't put a score on. We missed easy opportunities, which was a theme of our season. But yeah, that was horrible. And then it got worse. We go to round 3. The Suns at the MCG. I took Harry in that day. And that's all it was. It was a day out with my 3-year-old because we got monstered. Rowell and Anderson were imperious in the midfield. We lost by 58 points. Went and did the post-match again at the Imperial, and I started to really wonder, and I made the point then, Scotty, only 3 rounds in, I said, you know what? I think it's time for the coach to go. I think he's lost a handle on the group, tactically all over the shop. And really that 0-3 start, I know we go to 0-5, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but the writing was on the wall, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, that was trash.
Absolute trash. So then go down to GMHBA. So in round 4, get food poisoning. That was awesome. Munting after the game, in a fever. Just the most beautiful of experiences going down there to Geelong. Of course, we had a customary loss, 39 points. It was 46 to 85. It was drab. It was grim. It was Geelong at Mordor. It is pretty much what it always is down there. So that was that. And then just to round off this 0-5 start, Scotty, before we talk about some of the more positive performances where we actually got on a bit of a run, the Dons, who we absolutely loathe, doing a number on us at Adelaide Oval. Again, a 39-point margin. The game got away from us in the last quarter. We mounted a serious fight back in the third. Even Sharpie was kicking amazing goals. And really at 0-5, it had everyone, including myself, questioning how long until Simon gets the arse. That was the general theme at that time. And that 0-5, well, my God, it was a long way back from there, wasn't it, Scotty?
Yeah, no, we weren't going to do a Hawthorn and make finals from there, but yeah, that was just us, and plenty of Essendon supporters came out of the woodwork, and then it was flag Dons, and they got up and about, and then we roll into going, well, who's going to coach this side in 2026 and beyond? Because I think we'd all tipped in on Simon, and he survived, and then we rolled in the following week into Freo.
And that was the thing. So when we went into Freo, there weren't many people, myself included again, who thought we could actually pull a win out of our asses. And we did, and it was an incredible first half. Cozzy was just absolutely running riot. Jake Bowie's ball use was insane. He had 29 for the day. That first half was scintillating footy. It did click, and I know Goody was very big on that in his press conference against Essendon the week before. And we were marvellous. And yes, it got a little bit tight at the end. Freo making a bit of a comeback, but we had just enough to get it done. 10-point victory, 107 to 97. 25,000 people there as well, and it was Easter weekend. I thought that was a really good turnout from the Demon Faithful. I actually only thought 15 were going to make it, so that was pretty cool, and it was pretty nice to get a win, to be honest. And I don't think we thought too much of it at the time, but then suddenly, Scotty, we got on a roll. We beat the Tigers on Anzac Eve night. That was 83 to 63, so a 20-point win, fairly comfortable in the end. We then go over to Optus and roll the Eagles in round 8, a 32-point win. Max Gawn had 35 disposals that night and was insane. And you started to think to yourself, well, you know what? Maybe we're a sneaky chance still of thinking about September. And annoyingly against Hawthorn the week after in round 9, where we lost by 35 points in the end. It was 56 to 91, the final score. The thing that killed me about that game, we kicked 7-14 and we had them on the ropes a bit there in the third quarter, and we just couldn't put a big enough lead on them. Could have conceivably had been 3 or 4 goals up at three-quarter time, and we weren't, and Hawthorn strolled away with it at the end. And you probably thought to yourself, well, that was it. Like, we're not going to come back from this point in the season. And what do? We go up to the Gabba and we roll the Lions in one of our more famous road victories. And I just want to end there before we talk about the Sydney performance the week after. That was a beautiful thing, Scotty, wasn't it? And probably, to be honest, the biggest high of the season, I would have thought.
So we beat this year's premiers.
Maybe.
In round 10.
Yeah.
And that was a good win.
Wasn't it?
But it just showcased what we could have done. Like, typical Melbourne worked out that, oh, hang on, we've got to be Melbourne Football Club and kick more points than goals against the Hawks. And we were in that game up to our eyeballs. And then, yeah, just roll up to little old Queensland and do a number on them. Like, that was pretty impressive.
Yes, it was. It was amazing. 99 to 88, the final score, 11-point margin. Jake Melksham was ridiculous. He kicked 4 for the game. And then the week after was a beautiful thing, particularly for you and I, Scotty. We've got some...
nothing better than beating Sydney.
Well, for us, we've got some...
And pumping him, because we don't pump teams. So that was That was 131 points. Like, that's massive. Melbourne don't do that.
No, it was a big day. So 131 to 78, 53-point margin. Cozzy Pickett kicked 5.
Should have kicked 10.
Mate, Clayton Oliver in the standing ovation. Oh, you just thought to yourself, we're back. I know, I, to be honest with you, at that point, that juncture of the season, it did feel like we were back. We were 5 and 6, and we had the opportunity the week after to square the ledger, get it back to 6 and 6, and actually give ourselves a genuine chance at September. And what do Melbourne do? They do what they do best. They find new ways to lose games of footy, and they kick 7 goals, 21.
Yeah, that was comical.
That was comical.
Yeah, but we did that against Hawthorn. So, no, that's us.
Oh, God, that was frustrating. So that part of the season was when it all started to fall off the tracks. And the
fall off the track.
Yeah. Did you hear what I did then? And then, obviously, the week after against Collingwood on King's birthday, a 1-point loss, an agonising 1-point loss to those bastards. We were good. We were really good. We gave it up to them, and we just fell short. And at that point of the season, you're 5 and 7, and you're starting to think, you know what, this is a bridge too far for us. And that's what it ended up becoming, because the weekend after, Scotty, when we played Port Adelaide, it was a 25-point deficit. Port getting the job done. Melbourne having a lot of the ball in the third quarter and dominating, but not being good enough to put it on the scoreboard under pressure. Similar theme as well, just crumbling under pressure and losing so many close games, which I'm going to dissect in some detail just off the back of this quick summation of the season. And that was really it, Scott. You just looked at it and you went, okay, you're 5 and 8 going into this bye. You're absolutely done and dusted. What are we going to play for the rest of the season? And what we got after the bye was a little bit annoying, because the Suns game in that first quarter where we barely fired a shot, but then we made a pretty decent comeback in that game, going down by 19 points, final score 85 to 104. You just thought to yourself, why this goalless quarter? Why this slow start after the bye? And then it got even more annoying, because the weekend after, I thought we could have actually beaten the Crows. We had a 28-point lead halfway through that second quarter. We played some of the best footy that we've seen in a long, long time early in that second term. And then the lead got eroded within about 5 minutes of us actually building it. And the Crows just ended up keeping us at arm's length. We ended up losing 77 to 90, a 13-point margin. It was a valiant performance against an incredibly strong outfit, who are the minor premiers, of course. But those two games, they just annoyed me, because, again, we saw some really good DNA on show during patches of some of those terms and had some strong quarters in those games. But then we just had these stupid little fade outs that ultimately cost us those two results. And then we lead on to the Roos. I mean, whatever. Yeah, it's round 18. We got a win. Took Harry to the footy. Again, he loved it. Did I love it? Not really. I was there with you and Will as well, Scotty. And we started to ponder to ourselves. We were like, is this actually a good thing? Like, is winning this game actually a good thing?
Because you wanted him sacked.
Well, I wasn't alone. I think there was a lot of people that wanted Simon sacked at that time. We'll be respectful about Simon and talk about him later in the piece. Well, we have to be respectful, Scott. He coached us. We won a flag. We had some good times. So we're going to do the right thing. We're going to do what Simon did in his press conference. He was classy. I'm going to be classy and say some nice words about him later on. Now, let's wrap this up. Kangaroos, yep, we ticked it off. And then the Carlton performance was a shocker. They had so many players missing. We ended up losing by 8 points, 70 to 78. Really, really, really disappointing, that one for me. Very gettable game. And then we roll into, fucking hell. I don't even know if I want to take the floor.
Skip it. The 46 points up, we lose. Yep, sweet.
We're just going to skip.
The Sire.
Oh, so anyway, we know what happened in that game. And then you go to round 21, the Eagles at Marvel.
Oh, so good. top four side. Like, wow.
Incredible. The coming of Jai Cully, of course, that was amazing. King Cully.
We lose to the Dogs then, but only just, and then we realise that the Dogs aren't that good because they're going to miss finals.
Yeah, so Simon, after the Eagles game, he's given his marching orders, and then these last 3 games, they build it as a bit of a mini final series internally with Troy Chaplin taking over. And you look at it and you go, Bulldogs lost by 6 points, 99 to 105. Collingwood last Friday night lost by 6 points, 76 to 82. Hawthorn, an absolute non-event of a game for us. It was pitiful. It was embarrassing. I was there with you and your brother-in-law, Michael, and we just had a bit of fun in the bar, Scotty, because clearly
I didn't see any of the game.
The players didn't give a shit. And it got to the point where we were talking to each other going, why are we here? Like, why do we bother? But it was good to see the spirited performance against Collingwood, although I got pretty angry at the fact that we still lost that game. So that was our season. That was the really quick summation. Now we're going to get stuck into some data, Scotty.
How quick did this year go?
Oh, quick. It was the longest season of my life. Seriously. Didn't go quick for me, mate. It was incredibly long. I've never experienced a longer season in my life. If it was a short season for you, then lucky you, Scotty.
I enjoyed it.
Seriously. Okay, so here's some data for you. I'll throw it back to you, and you can tell me what you think. So this is from Wheelo Ratings. Most Wheelo Ratings. Andrew Whelan. He does a great job. Go and check it out. Go and have a look at Wheelo Ratings. Look it up. Go and have a look. The guy's incredible. He does really good work.
Whelan?
Wheelo. Wheel with an O. Ratings. Wheelo. Yeah, go and have a look. Okay, so most losses in a season when winning inside 50 count. So this is from 1998 to 2025. Melbourne topped that list. 11 games this year where we've had the most losses in a season when leading the inside 50 count. Quite incredible. Then there's a drop off to 8, which was Essendon in 2024, Fremantle with 8 in 2021. And then funnily enough, Melbourne are in there 7 apiece in 2019 and 2017 for most losses in the season when winning inside 50 count. So that just has remained and will always remain one of our biggest problems, and it's such a massive fix for the coach. And then the other bit I wanted to go through, Scotty, and this kind of comes back to the quick summation that we did of the season there. If you look at the margins this year, I'll just quickly rattle them off. So these are margins by 13 points or less. So GWS, 3 points. Collingwood, 1 point. Adelaide, 13 points. Carlton, 8 points. Saints, 6 points. Dogs, 6 points. Hawks, 6 points. So we lost 7 games essentially by 2 or so kicks or less. And it doesn't include what I spoke about before. So Hawthorn, where we kicked 7-14 and dominated, and then they ran over the top of us in the end, could have won that one. The 7-21 against the Saints, we threw that one away too. And it doesn't actually include the Port game as well, where we had all that momentum that I spoke about, but we kicked 3-5 in the third term. Should have had a lead at three-quarter time. Instead, we're down by 15 points, and then they kicked on and won that game. So this is my point. When you strip it back, Scotty, you could mount a case that there are 10 games. 10 games right there. We've lost all of them. And there is a conceivable world where you could say Melbourne could have won that game. 10 games that we could have won. I get it. I understand, inverted commas. Could have won. Could have, should have, didn't. But the reality is we were ultra, ultra competitive in so many games. We're in winnable positions and we just threw it away. So then I think the optimist in me says, fuck, you're not that far off. You're not that far off. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, but if my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah, but Scott, talk to me.
Well,
the reality is
but that's why I'm so positive about the season is because of that exact same thing. And I was talking between you and Kados the other night, like 7 games there that were gettable. 7.
10.
I said 7.
10. I'm saying 10. I reckon
10.
10 games.
10. Even if you get 5 of them, do you still make the 8 with 12 wins? No.
No. Fuck, it's still 2-3 games out. But it just means you're sitting in 10th and you're thinking, oh, okay. Yeah, 10th, something to build on for the new coach. Or if you win 5 of those games, is Simon still the coach? That's the other thing. That's the other world that I think of. So I just think my point
That's
there is...
the parallel universe. That's probably happening somewhere else.
Maybe, potentially. And then the thing that a few people have referenced of late recently is Collingwood of 2021. They finished in 17th on 6 wins. And then the year after, when Fly comes in, they had this almighty bounce back where they finished 4th with 16 wins. So
Adelaide finished 15th last year. Minor Premier.
So there's the hope. The hope that you're in so many games. We haven't been able to win them. We've been close. I'm going to speak about some of the reasons why I think we're losing these close games as well, just later in this program tonight. But I just wanted to get that out there that I think the glass is more full than probably a lot of people actually realise by being in so many games. And I know it sounds like a bit of a loserish mentality, but I'll speak to some of the points around why I think we can flip the stop losing the fucking close games thing, which has become a part of our DNA in the past 3 or 4 years. And I'm going to be big on that because I think it's so important for a new coach coming in to look at it and go, you know what, ultra competitive in most games, but these are the little things that we need to do to get better at winning those close games. And Max Gawn touched on that in the rooms after the Collingwood game as well. All right, before we get to the fans, and then I'm just going to rattle through what the fans have sent in. I'm going to throw them all back to you, Scotty, and you're going to have the right of reply for all of these ones that I throw back to you from the fans. But Simon Goodwin, I just want to make the point that yes, it didn't work out. Yes, it didn't feel like his messaging was being resonated by the players, and he almost falls on his own sword in a lot of ways. But I just want to make the point again. I thought his press conference was super classy. Super, super classy. There's that old saying, Scotty, that when you walk into a business, you've always got a spring in your step and you're jovial and you're polite. When you leave a business, you'd hope to think that you leave in the same manner. And I think that's exactly what Simon Goodwin did. And I think in the fullness of time, most Melbourne supporters, even the ones that had the pitchforks out and they were like, get rid of him, and they were getting agitated and there was almost a bit of anger there at one point. I think even those supporters in years to come will look back and remember just how well he left the football club. And I think that'll hold him in good stead. And I think he'll be fondly remembered as a result of just how classy he was in that presser.
Yep. No, you never burn a bridge out of any role or anything you've been in life. You always leave with your head held high. And I think he did that. I said to you that though, when it happened, I was like, I felt guilty when I watched that because I wanted a new coach, and a lot of us did, and I felt guilty for him. I felt sorry for him, but ultimately, it had to be done, and the board saw and heard enough that they needed to do it. And yeah, I think he did it in a particular manner. He'll be around football. He's not going to be lost to the AFL. This guy's done pretty well. It's pretty hard to win a premiership, especially at a club like ours that was starved of any premierships for a very long time. So he'll always be remembered as that. But sometimes all good things come to an end, and yeah.
Well said.
Don't be. What did we say the other night? Don't be sad it's over. Be glad it happened.
Yeah, so, for sure.
He had his chance, and yeah, I mean, a lot of the players were very buddy with him, and I think that might have been a detriment to him, but yeah, it's the game plan's moved on, and I think we've seen even in the last 3 weeks a bit of a different style, a few different magnets being thrown around. Like Jai Cully, holy shit! Like, yeah, that guy, like West Coast, that's a dumb decision. Like, this guy's a bull. So,
yep.
Hopefully he can build on his confidence, and others that have been given their opportunity as well since he left. So it'll be interesting because other coaches see different things coming in. They'll look at that list in total, and it's literally everyone's writing their own script. It doesn't matter whether you're first picked or last picked. Now there's a new face. Like, people get set in their ways and people get set on what they've seen and traits in different people. And Goody might have seen different traits in others that he kept picking, that he might not have seen that continuity in others. So, yeah, I think new voice is definitely what needs to be seen. But it's not new voice, it's new eyes. It's a fresh set of eyes. And even with Mark Williams and others, like there'll be a full clean out of everything. Like, we're one of the worst goal kicking teams in the comp. Like, love Mark Williams, but he was our goal kicking coach, and we're putting up 923s, 922s. We very rarely break the differential. It's always more behinds than points. So, yeah, love your Choco, love your personality, everything like that. But ultimately, goal kicking was our downfall. The reason, apparently, you have to kick goals to win this game. So, yeah, get some people in, whoever it is. It'll be most likely Bucks. I think he's the main candidate they want, and I think he can bring a team around him, a tribe. And if you don't like him and you're on the fence with him, I think you just go and listen to him in the media. The guy knows what he's talking about. He's been starved of premierships. He's never won one. So you want someone that's hungry, that's never been to the mecca of all this. So whatever happens, I think either way, whether it's him or someone else, it's a fresh set of eyes. It's not just the voice, it's the eyes. It's a different view, it's a different look. But I'd be pretty excited coming in with what you said before, 10 games that you were gettable. It'd be different if the ledger was your honourable losses, you're in games until three-quarter time and then fall away and be like a North Melbourne or one of those bottom sides. I think what we have fundamentally, and I honestly believe it, is this club will bounce very quickly. Very, very quickly. So I'm really excited. And the beauty, as I said earlier off the top, is kids like Harvey Langford have had a full season. Like, that's huge. That kid's going to be a superstar. So, and we saw Rivers play through the midfield on the weekend. Like, blokes are starting to get back in their actual positions. So, and I know you talk about it later, but we've been smart and we've signed two old heads that needed to be signed because for love of God, I do not know what Tom did to Simon, but for him to be left out of our side, like, he is a better defender than Stephen May. Like, he is a hell of a lot more ahead of him and the season that May's had. And I hope that May gets back to his form, but God, everyone was wondering why blokes were missing this season. And then you play Melky, like, Melk's just the smartest, but apparently he's one of the best on-field leaders as well. Like, he soaked up the other week, but you're allowed to do that. Like, he puts people in good positions, and you got to sign all these other players and everything like that. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but I think if anyone thinks we're rubbish and we're not going to go anywhere, other clubs and other supporters are talking about us as well. Like, I don't think we aren't seen as being a North Melbourne or one of those bottom clubs. We're not Carlton. There's more upside at Melbourne Footy Club than there is anywhere else. So I think we're in good space. And Max Gawn will go again. And then we fucked Gold Coast. That Kalani, that's... Imagine being taught, you're a fresh new ruckman and you're being taught by Max Gawn. Like,
incredible.
I was being facetious all year that I would be fucking ropeable if Kalani White signed with Gold Coast.
Everyone would be.
So to have him, like, that's one back on Mac Andrew, like, and then we're going to get this other kid. I don't know who he is, but there's another kid in our academy that's pretty handy as well. So there's more upside than anything. Like, we haven't had a backup ruckman for the last 8 years. Last one was Pedo.
True, and Pedo
And Pedo had to come in when Max did his knee, and Pedo was fantastic.
He was excellent. Cult figure. Yeah, the Kalani one's huge.
It's huge. It's like Sam Darcy huge for Melbourne.
Yeah.
And Melbourne supporters.
Just temper it, please, for God's sake. I think everyone needs to temper it. Just let the kid get into the environment.
Play him all year.
No, he's not
playing.
Do
Harvey Langford.
No, he's not playing. Temper expectations. He's still raw. He needs time. I wouldn't even be surprised if you don't see him that much in 2026. He might not even get a game in 2026. I think you just got to take your time. It took Max a long time to get there as well. So just I just want him to get into the football club,
Round one.
immerse himself. No chance for me.
Oh, no, you get Dogger back. That's right.
No chance for me.
You get Dogger back.
We'll see. All right, let's get to the fans. Scotty, you're going to love this. So I'm going to throw these ones to you. So this is great. So I just said to them, send in your hot takes. And some of them are unpopular opinions and some of them are hard conversations.
Are they filtered?
Well, of course they're filtered.
Censored?
Yeah, well, there's certain ones I couldn't run. I got a lot that were sent in. So I'm going to throw them to you. So I'm going to start, and these are all the handles from Instagram. So if they sound a bit confusing, well, they are because they're handles. So this is from Josh 90 something. Mm-hmm. So he says Jai Cully should be a third tall forward option, 194 centimetres, and is a great contested mark. Scotty, thoughts?
Nah, keep him where he is around the ball.
Yeah,
He's that height around the ball, and he's pretty clean and strong. I think he can pinch hit as a forward, or move forward through contest. But I reckon he's more of a supporting act as that defensive wingman back of centre to help out Disco and T-Mac and Stephen May and Lever. Like everyone forgets, we haven't had Jake Lever for half a season as well. So there's upside to that. So that helps with May sitting out all next year because he's shit. So you get him back in, but no, I think I'll say no. But I get what you're saying because the contested mark stuff is nice, but that contested mark stuff's better as that defensive kick down the line, get out of trouble, like a Tom Stewart does for Geelong and stuff like that. And our wingmen aren't typically really good aerially as well. So
you know what though? Can float forward at times.
Yeah, well, you can get on that opposite side where it's the open side and take a hang every now and then. But no, you got Fritter. Like as much as Fritz had a hard season, like he did have a child.
Second half of the year though.
Oh, I got good insight in that he'll be at Melbourne next year.
Yeah, good. We'll talk about that in a bit as well. All right, Scott, you did well on the first one there. I think you've answered Josh 90 something very well. We'll go to Lucas Davini. Hopefully I got that right. Clary will be back in Brownlow contention next year. Thoughts?
Yeah, 100%. The last 6 weeks, probably more, he's been solid. Like Clary, you see what you're going to get. He's attack on the ball. He's tackle pressure. He's a bull. He doesn't need to be kicking the ball. But even on Friday night, he was putting the ball into great positions off his boot. So, yeah, I like that one. And I would have him stay at the club over the other bloke every day of the week. Like every day of the week.
Yeah.
Because I just love Clary. I think his upside and as good as Petrarca is, out of those two, I don't know whether it's just a personal thing. I just think Clary's 6'3", strong body. He doesn't have to be clean, but he makes the polished players look better. Harvey Langford will be licking his lips. Trent Rivers will be licking his lips next season if they're in the midfield, and even Cozzy with a Clayton Oliver, because he reads the ball really well. He's at the fall of every contest. Yeah, he throws the ball more than he handballs it, but he gets people in good. He gets good players in better positions and opens the field. It's only when he has to kick or he's in a high pressure situation where he has to use foot and his stuff. But Clary's a gem. I love him.
So the last month for me has been more than solid. It's been some of the Clary of old. He's had a great block. He's had a really strong, even 5-6 weeks. Go back, you look at the numbers. The thing that's caught my eye, particularly on Friday, the decision making. Like his disposal efficiency has gone up considerably as well. He's making better decisions. He looks like he's got that burst of speed away from contests. I just like the look of Clary's final block of games. And is it any coincidence? Again, no disrespect to Simon, but we've seen some really good signs from Clary in the last few weeks. And yeah, if we actually do get someone back to that level of form that we saw in 21 and 2022, then my God, we're going to be laughing, Scotty. So I think
he's more coachable than. I think he'd be an easier player to coach than some of our midfielders. I think he I just get that feeling that he would get good buy, like with it, who comes in, like they'll get good buy-in from him. All the off-field shit, that's all different, but the actual on-field coachable, I think Clary's a more coachable player than some of our other midfielders.
We're going to go to Peter Echo 10. He says trade track for a key forward like Mackay or even Jamara Ugle-Hagan. I'm just going to quickly make my point on this one, Scotty, before I throw back to you. Stay away from Jamara Ugle-Hagan. There is absolutely no world where I want him at the football club. No thanks, particularly given what's transpired at the Melbourne Football Club in terms of culture and off-field issues and all these types of things in the last few years. No thanks. Big no from me. Harry Mackay, of course we would entertain a Harry Mackay. Is it achievable? I don't think so. What do you make of that, Scotty? Do you reckon track is the trade bait for a key forward, or do you just think it's highly unlikely?
I would keep Clayton Oliver and I would trade Christian Petrarca if you were going to get some currency for it. I think picks over a key forward. Everyone says that we need a key forward. I think we've shown we get it inside 50 enough. I think if we can actually finish our good work of getting it inside 50, I think it's just ball movement and the way that we deliver it inside 50 is a lot of it. I think it'd be pretty tough to be a full forward or a centre-half forward playing in Melbourne side when we butcher the ball the way that we do. It'd be nice to have a big key forward, but there's not many big key forwards out there.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Hawthorn they've got Chol, but I wouldn't call him a key. Like I wouldn't call him a solid key. And they got Mitch Lewis, but Jack Gunston's more of a Bailey Fritsch type, probably the bit class above, but on the same par. So, and there's other teams that don't have key forwards that have been able to kick big scores. It'd be nice to have a key forward, but you get Harry Mackay and we play the same style. Look at what Carlton have done to Harry Mackay and Charlie Curnow this season. It doesn't mean anything if you've got two solid key forwards, because those two are probably the 1-2 punch in the league, and their midfield butchers it. So if you don't deliver it right into a forward line, it doesn't mean shit. So
True.
You're kicking 9-10, 9-21, you're getting it in there enough. I think it's more about the defensive pressure and locking that ball in and utilising those good, skilled, small forwards, crafty forwards like Melk. Like Melk's kicked 6 goals in a couple of games this season. So I think it's the innovation of developing what we have. I know there's 2 players that haven't quite come on yet in the 2 boys that play in the VFL, but you got Kentfield and a few others. Jeffo. So who knows? Like, we've been too quick to go and write off key forwards' careers at Melbourne Footy Club. Sam Wiedemann, Jack Watts, others.
Ben Royan's getting written off.
Look at Jesse Hogan. I know there was off-field stuff, but Jesse's gets good delivery at a team like GWS, and he's a Coleman medalist. So I think Rue's defensive and ruck work has been pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Kados made a point the other night. I didn't realise he was drafted as a swingman. He was a centre half back. So, there's players in there. I think Petty's not a forward. Could go back. We've got swingman. We've got a swingman there in Disco Turner. We've got coverage again now. Like, everyone forgets, but still, we got Lever to come back in. Like, there's options. So, don't need a key. Look, everyone says we need a key forward. We just need a better kicking coach that can kick it into our forwards. That's my take. They played Max deep forward a few times, and he stood there in the goal square and brought it to ground. Like, just old school shit. So,
that's good, mate. I'm loving what people have sent in. We're going to go to the next one. So this one's from Gerald Yam. I would keep Tom McDonald over May and Lever. So to your point before, and he said Melky 3 more years. He sent that in just before Melk re-signed for 2026. So Melk might play next year. Who knows? Does he have the body, the fitness to potentially go again the year after? We'll just see. I love the fact that Melbourne have made what appear to be logical decisions But
good that they made him without the head coach there.
Yeah, but they're justified. They're just simply justified decisions, just basically, well,
on form.
Yeah, on merit and form, exactly. So I just want to touch on, and I'll throw it to you. So the Lever and May chatter is really interesting to me. So I had a lot of people who sent in about May and Lever, and some people asking about whether they think it would be a good idea to dangle them as trade bait. Now, there's a couple of points here. Start with Stephen May.
See you later.
It just doesn't matter. You're not going to get any currency. He's got one more year left on his contract next year, and then he's done. So even if you were to look at trading out of Stephen May, who says to himself, you know what, I can get 2 more years or 3 more years at like a North Melbourne or a different club. The reality is we're going to get Sweet F4 coming back the other way, just purely because of his age and where he's at. He's right at the final end of his career. He's at the end of the line, right? So that's my take on it. I just think it's almost a moot point. We're not really going to get anything back. And I can't foresee a world where we would get anything back with Stephen May. Jake Lever, the biggest reason why I would never entertain it, I would not do it unless we got a ridiculous offer coming back our way, a ridiculous offer, is just purely the leadership part. And if Jake Lever can have a proper, healthy, fit run at it, and we've seen it in years gone by, the difference for him with an interrupted preseason versus an uninterrupted preseason is apples and oranges. So
Jake Lever does not leave Melbourne Football Club. And he doesn't even get entertained as trade.
No, but it's not that, Scott. I actually think it's the leadership part. The leadership part, and he is a Melbourne person
100%.
through and through. It's the leadership part that we cannot afford to lose. And the reason why, and this is why I was a little bit perplexed at people putting his name up, and there's quite a few people who have done that. The reason why is because we lost 2 of our most spiritual leaders in Angus Brayshaw and Alex Neil-Bullen in the last couple of years. They are irreplaceable, those 2 blokes. And Jake Lever, for me, is in the same mould as those 2. We cannot afford to lose another guy who has that leadership capability that he has.
Yeah.
That's one of the, that's actually, it's not the only reason, but it for me, it is the biggest reason why we would retain him. And then, of course, from an on-field perspective, he's just got to get fit. And if he's fit and he has a proper preseason, we'll see Jake Lever getting back to his best. And one of the reasons we'll see it, Scotty, is because Daniel Turner is going to be this great foil for Jake, where Jake might actually be able to go and do what he does best again. And that's what I'm excited about, because if T-Mac's doing the business, Harrison Petty goes back behind the ball, suddenly we could have a Jake Lever that revitalizes himself and becomes that Jake Lever that we saw in 2021. So that's the reason why I just don't think we go down that path.
No, and May will win the KCBNF. Like, he won't get a game. Serious. He could get squeezed out of that side if Jake Lever gets back to his best.
I agree. I said that at the start of this year. So, yeah, I agree. All right, next one.
Won't tip in on May anymore.
No, it's all good. You can tip in. JJ Griggs says we have to keep Judd, get him and Rivdog in the midfield. An interesting one about McVee and whether he actually could become a midfielder. What do you think, Scotty? So first and foremost, sign him up, absolutely. Secondly, could he actually move into that midfield? There was a lot of chatter at the end of 2024, didn't materialise this year. Is it an option?
He's like a Salem type. Like, we've tried Salo through... Well...
Is he?
I don't know. Nah, I'm on the fence with that one. I don't know.
So what do you see him purely as? Just where he plays at the moment?
Halfback. For back pocket.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. We'll go to Woody Green.
Well, you need that control. You need that coolness like Bowie has. Because if it's coming in helter-skelter, you need that cool head. I think Riv definitely has to play midfield. So then Riv moving into that midfield means Judd plays that halfback sort of negating role. But, yeah.
Okay. Woody Green, what do you think our appeal as a club can be to get trade targets besides the plan to win a flag? Woody Green, this is a brilliant question, and it is a question that I will be asking Paul Guerra, the CEO, if he accepts a coffee with me at some point in the not so distant. Still waiting for a response to an email intro, but that's okay. Paul, come on. I want to get a coffee with you. I want to pick your brain. And do you know what? I want to ask you this question. What is the appeal, Scotty? How do we get trade targets in? We've had a problem ever since the flag. We haven't been able to bolster our ranks. We've had the Lockie Hunters of this world and the Jack Billings come into our club and Tom Fullerton, the list goes on. What is the appeal? What can we tell? What could you say to a player about, oh, come and play with us? Yeah, we're going to try and win a flag. Like, what is our appeal? It's a really good question.
Well, there's not much traffic down the Monash, then down the South Gippy Freeway down to Casey on a Tuesday, Thursday. There's a couple of good pubs down in Casey as well, down Cranbourne Way. And if you like the dogs or the trots or Cranbourne Racetrack, there's some good nights there on a Friday night.
Is this the pitch, you reckon?
You go down Tooradin Way, there's Kelly's Meats, one of the best butcher shops in Melbourne. Wagyu, A5. You can go pick asparagus down at Cooey Rup.
Hey, we need you at the trade period. We need you so you can woo them all with this. It's perfect.
If you've got shitloads of cash and you're playing AFL, you can buy a farm.
True.
So you can buy 5 acres. You got Lang Lang Golf Club, one of the great untapped golf courses. You got Garfield Golf Course. And if you're into your surfing and everything like that, you got Phillip Island, you go down to Cows, San Remo. Fish and chips in San Remo are delectable. Yeah. Let's be realistic. I can't see us getting a home base close to the CBD. The real estate in Melbourne is one of the most hotly contested things going around. I think clubs are moving further out. Hawthorn's just sold Waverley. They're moving to Dingley, which, yes, Dingley's a little bit further down the road, but it's not outer with Eastlink. I think we just got to come to the fact that it may not happen and we build one of the best training facilities ever in Casey. Like...
Nah.
But like, there's no other place to go.
Well, no, little birdie has told me just recently that Caulfield isn't far off.
Yeah, but it takes 10 years to build it.
It won't take 10 years. It'll take them 4 or 5. They'll speed it up.
It takes them 20 years to build a tunnel here in Melbourne. Like
it'll take 4 or 5 years. But we need to get you to accompany Tim Lamb and Jace Taylor, Scotty, down at the trade period.
There's nothing wrong with Casey. Like,
there's a
seriously.
lot wrong with Casey.
No, but the actual area is
it's fine.
Like, mate, Melbourne's growing. The urban sprawl in Melbourne is so big. There's it's getting bigger and bigger. Like, we're bigger than Sydney now in terms of population. Like,
it's more the split between the two, Scotty. It's the fast.
We'll make a decision and pull them out of one or the other. Like, I know Melbourne, where our heart is Melbourne, but yeah, you gave up the opportunity at Olympic Park. You give up other opportunities at other places. Like, just move on.
Yep. Well, hopefully Caulfield just gets done sooner rather than later. So the appeal, what is the actual appeal? Like, what do we say to players? Come play with Cozzy.
All you do. And Max Gawn
But is that all we've got? Come play with Cozzy.
You'd be playing under Nathan Buckley, one of the greatest ever
there you go.
Players of all time. And, like, it's a pretty historic footy club. Like, we are. Like, we're one of the original clubs. We've won a lot of premierships through the early 1900s and everything like that, and through to the 60s and everything
50s,
like that.
60s,
50s, 60s. So I think...
Lots of wooden spoons. Yep.
Yeah.
No. We love this football club.
It is a beautiful jump. Like, it is a beautiful jumper.
Beautiful jumper. Beautiful colours, beautiful song, great song. Yeah, you can get it.
The appeal is being in Melbourne. Like, it's better than being in any of the other states. Like...
Sure. But I think that's the whole point. Like,
you get to play in the G more than you do at Etihad and...
Sure. But I think this is a really, really, really important thing that Paul Guerra and Stephen Smith and all the decision makers, all the power brokers at the football club, the identity piece is super important. We need to recalibrate and we need to stand for something, because the moniker of like the demon spirit. I'm like, what is the demon spirit?
But if you come to Melbourne, say we've got Caulfield, is that the draw card? Because Caulfield's still not in a city. Like it's still.
It's good though. It's good.
The traffic there is shit.
Yeah, but it's in a good catchment area, Scotty. There are so many Melbourne supporters, so many big benefactors.
They don't rock up to games. They're not going to rock up to training.
Our crowds are not as bad as people make them out to be. Shut up, Steve McClure. All right, next one. We'll go to Tom Bruckner.
No, hang on. If you get the opportunity to go to Carlton, Melbourne, Hawthorn, the Pies, we're 6th, 7th in line.
Sure. Tom Bruckner says, we're not really that far off the top 8. Now, I would agree with that. And the funny thing is, if you're not a Melbourne supporter, if you support any other footy side and you're a opposer of the Melbourne Football Club, you support 17 of the other teams, you would sit there and you would go, what do you mean you're not that far off the 8? You're a million miles off it. It's everything I said before. It's the margins. It's the way that we lost games when in winning positions. There's a big fitness piece that I'm going to speak about in just a tick because I'm just going to go through a quick list of the new coach and the fixes that I think need to happen, the most important things or most crucial things. But Tom, I would say this. I reckon we are the greatest 14th place side I've ever seen in my entire life. That's how I would sum it up.
I would say the same.
And I don't think we're that far off either. All right, we're going to go to the last 4, Scotty, and then we'll get into new coach fixes. And then basically I'm just going to run through top 5 moments, top 5 low moments.
Jesus, what time am I going to bed?
No, mate, top 5 moments. I'm just going to rattle through them. And then I'm just going to go through the Bluey and just give a prediction. And then that's it, mate. So just bear with me for another 10 to 15 and then we're done. So
time it from here, guys. It'll go for another 25, 30.
So this is from the Energy Man. So
the Energy Man.
Yeah, the Energy Man is his handle. And he says, Howes is C grade at best. What do you think, Scotty? Where would you place Blake Howes? What would you give him? Would you give him a B plus, a B minus, a B? So the Energy Man says he's C grade at best. You take the floor, and then I'll talk about Blake. Thoughts?
Yeah, I reckon he's pretty much on the money.
Really?
Yeah. He hasn't done enough to be... Because you got to think about it. If you're an accomplished AFL footballer, you're sitting at a B level. And for years, people would put Alex Neil-Bullen in that spot as a B plus. Now, Neil Bullen's not an A grader. So to be a C grade AFL player means you're better than the VFL, but you're just teetering on that line. You'll get a game here and there, but you've really got to make that next step up. And that's not disrespectful. That's just where he's at. So
you reckon he's right? So you reckon the Energy Man's on the money?
Yep. I think that's good.
I'm going to give Blake Howes a B minus.
Well, that's fence sitting if I've ever seen it.
No, it's not. I'm just going to give him a B minus. I'm just not going to put him in the C grade category. So
that's weak energy.
Righto. I'm bullish on Blake. Always have been. I'm a fan. I see a player. I hope I don't have egg on my face next year, but he's a little sneaky for my breakout player of the season in 2026. I believe in Blake. Last night, I convinced an old bloke at the pub that I was Blake Howes as well. That was pretty funny. So he came over to the table and he was just a nosy bastard. And he was like having a few beers and he would have been like in his 70s. And he was like, who do you go for, mate? And I go, oh, Melbourne. And he's like, oh, yeah. Why do you go for them? And I go, oh, I play for them. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, hey, hang on, Melbourne who? Melbourne High or... I go, Melbourne Football Club. And he's like, whoa, oh, yeah? What's your name? I go, Blake. And he goes, Blake who? And I go, Blake Howes. He goes, oh, fuck, do you play? And I go, not enough. I should be playing more. And he was just like, what? And he just like walked off and was just like, holy hell, like, oh my God, that guy plays AFL. I got him good. Clearly, I'd had a few beers, but that's how much I like Blake, Scotty. I'm telling old blokes at the pub that I am Blake. So I believe in him. We're going to move on to the next one.
Cool story.
It was a good story.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck off.
Gripping.
I just couldn't believe that I actually got the bloke. Griffin Nicholas, sorry. Last three here. If Riv isn't at centre bounce next season, we riot. I'm there. So I backflipped the other week and said, you know what? I reckon Riv's a rebound defender in this whole...
Yeah, I backflipped too. I thought he was too good halfback. Yeah.
Nah, when I saw him in the middle on Friday and the drive and the purpose that he was giving us in the second half, and
it's funny that extra giving him that 40 metres in front of him to from centre to 50, it looks way better than rebounding off sort of mid D50 through and then just blasting. It's pretty cool. He should have kicked that fucking goal though on the run.
No, it's a tough shot. He just should have. He just should have hit up Aussie. No, don't
just kick him. Just kick him.
If he kicked it, we would have won. But yeah, I agree.
We would have drawn.
Griffin, I agree. No, we would have won. It would have been a 15-point lead with 8 minutes left. We would have found a way. Oh, probably not.
We wouldn't. We would have lost. We would have given them. We would have broken our 666 rule or something.
This one's from Hocko. Operation Get Logan Morris and a couple of running halfbacks. Just really quickly, Logan Morris is my favourite non-Melbourne player. I love watching him play footy.
I like him and Voss.
Oh, Voss is great to watch as well.
I love it. And Essendon had him.
I know. He's great.
It's even better. He is so good. He's energy. But Logan Morris is the same.
Oh, I love him. A couple of running halfbacks, just really quickly. Andy Moners-Wakefield.
Yeah.
If he comes back from that knee injury, he gets a preseason in, just look out for Moners-Wakefield. Don't forget about him, Hocko. And then the last one is from Vorno 17. I think that's right. What to do with Jack Viney? Great clubman, but horrible with ball in hand. It's a sensitive topic. It is a sensitive topic.
Him and Clary just wax. But you know where Jack's very good? Defensive fifth as a forward, defensive forward. And he can kick those little goals. And he can get that. He can go in, bury in, get that handball out to Cozzy or Chandler or whoever it may need to be.
Yeah.
I think Jack's, he can pinch hit midfield with Clary because they're the same bloke. Both can get the ball, can't kick it. I just think he's too tough, too strong inside that mid to be putting him aside.
Yep.
Yeah, but I get it. No, but I do agree to an extent. Like, I get it. Like,
if an offer came in for him, a decent one, would you entertain it?
No. Yeah, pick one. No. Like, no.
Fair enough. No, it's a sensitive topic.
But I think but you'd much rather have him either sitting as a sub or just outside in case there is an injury into the midfield. I think he can play a role for the side. I think he's just insurance.
Fair enough. All right, now, Scotty, I'm going to rattle through these because I know you're an old man and you need to go to bed. New coach fixes. Now, I've got 6 points here. First point, no cutting corners, no playing favourites, no fading out of game. Fitness a big issue this year. So that's my first point. Next one, defending in transition. Teams slingshot and torch us. So new coach, that's a big focus and a big fix. And I think it's just as important as the connection piece, which is the next point. Connection is obvious. Going inside 50, it's still a massive issue. I read out the data from Wheelo ratings off the top. The next one, Petty's got to go back, and then we just need to sort out who is the potential key forward that's going to potentially be a foil for a JVR. Maybe it's a Luca Kenfield, breaks out. Maybe we don't need a big key forward in this trade period, Scotty, to your point earlier. And then the other two key coach fixes, and I think these are so obvious. Midfield, Riv Dog, Caleb Windsor, Harvey Langford, Cozzy Pickett, Jack Viney, and Track forward more if Track's still at the club. I think that is the new mix.
Track could change his whole perspective on life and footy at Melbourne, because he's looked like he's whinged for the last 10 weeks. He's thrown the toys out of the cot. We can all see it, Track. Like, it's not, you're not hiding your emotion. We get that you're passionate, but there's passion and then there's pig-headedness. I think he tries to do too much around the ball, and he tries to be this polished midfielder. He can be, and he can have moments of brilliance, but he's too frantic. I think as a roving centre half for decoy, whatever he needs to be, but 60-40 or even 70-30 forward, like, he could be a weapon. He could be Dusty, like Dusty was, bobbing up and kicking 3 a game. Like, he's too strong, and he does have good goal sense. And his set shots of late have been a lot better. So we've got enough talent there now with those first 3 blokes that you read out before in the midfield, like Riv, Harvey Langford, Cozzy. Like, yeah, exactly. That's elite. You don't need Track in the middle.
No, exactly.
You don't need to rely on it. So
these are the fixes. These are the fixes for the coach, in my opinion. And then the last one is learn how to win close games. It is so important. So
it's when you take when you've got momentum or you've lost it, it's that composure to switch the narrative and how to stop the rot and how to, like, you don't want to rehash some of those losses, but the 46-point turnaround, the simplest thing was to create stoppage and bring that ball tight to ground and just let Clary and Viney just sit on it. Just create contest after contest after contest and just grind. Instead, we tried to match the intensity and go one-on-one, and our ball bounces in completely different range. It just needed to be, I don't think a coach can, in those moments, yes, the coach can move positions and move the magnets, but it's upon the actual fundamental group that we have to go, all right, boys, we need to fucking stop this and just create contest after contest after contest. And that's happened in all 10 of those games that you talked about earlier that we lost, was just understanding the momentum shift and then working out a plan of how to derail that momentum shift and curtail it. And you don't necessarily need to get momentum back on your side. You just need to create a contest and just get repeat stoppage and just grind. Like, I think we've got the fitness and the capability to grind. I just think we got too much arrogance potentially in that group that think, oh, we'll beat them with the exact same thing that they're doing on the flip side, and we don't do it.
I think we get too safe. I think there's mental fragility there. We crumble under pressure when it's tight and close. I think fitness is an issue.
Do they just freak out? Like, do they just freak out and go, oh, fuck, how do we stop this?
But it's everything, Scotty. It's freaking out. It's decision-making under pressure. It's probably a potential lack of perceived fitness. And then the other thing is we've got too many players that are bad ball users at the end of a game when they're fatigued who have the responsibility with ball in hand. That's the other problem.
Yeah, that comes down to the magnets.
No.
That does, because you shouldn't in those moments. The default for Melbourne at the moment is to go.
Sure.
They think our one wood is Max, Clary, Viney, Oliver. Petrarca. So that's our default. Whereas then you've got 3 really poor ball users and a ruckman that doesn't like handballing. So
and look at the flip side. Look at Collingwood. Look at when Scott Pendlebury went behind the ball in that last quarter. He did He did the same thing on King's birthday. You look at Steele side bottom in those situations. You look at the comparison with some of the ball users and the more experienced leaders in the Collingwood outfit. There's a reason why they've won so many close games under Fly McRae. And we need to channel a bit of that ourselves next year. So they're the fixes. I'm going to quickly run through these points, Scotty, and then we'll wrap. So these were my top 5 moments of the season. So I haven't put Max as All-Australian in here yet because it actually, pardon me, hasn't happened yet. But I'll run through it. So my number 5, just watching Harvey Langford every week. So that has to be.
How isn't he going to win the...
Murphy Reid deserves it. I think Langford should be second. I think that's where...
Who's Murphy Reid play for?
Fremantle.
Oh, that little...
He's a freak. I reckon he should win it. I reckon Dan Curtin and Ashcroft and Roberts. I think Langford's had a better season than all of them. Fourth best moment for me, the Brizzy come from behind victory. Spoke about that before. Third greatest moment for me, or top moment, whatever you want to fucking call it, the jig at round 1 against GWS. The jig in the stands was incredible. It was good fun. I can't wait for round 1 next year.
The what?
The jig, the Irish jig. You obviously don't go to games, Scotty. I'm just going to...
I was at the Formula 1. It was far more important.
Here we go. And then point number 2, my second favourite moment of the season, Clayton Oliver, the standing ovation against Sydney. That was amazing. That was incredible. The passion in the stands. And then the number 1 best moment of the season has to be Cozzy Pickett recently.
If you didn't say it, I was going to say it.
Cozzy
signing 9 years is just... That's every Melbourne supporter's favourite moment of the season.
Has to be. And then the top 5 low moments.
No, but for him to sign and then put out the output that he did after he signed, phenomenal. like most people would think, he might go into shell. He has been an absolute weapon.
Yes, and he should be an All-Australian as well. So these are the top 5 low moments in order. 5, losing to Collingwood twice, 2 winnable games. In 4th, Stephen May's suspension for just trying to win the ball. I thought that was a low point for the AFL in general. Number 3, top 5 low moments of the season, losing to North in the fashion that we did. It was just so embarrassing. Second, top 5 low moment was just the culmination of the 0-5 start. Like, how the fuck were we 0-5? We just lost to Essendon. It was just so demoralising. And then obviously the number 1 lowest moment of the season almost doesn't even need to be said, but yes, it is the St Kilda meltdown. It was horrific. Here's my Bluey predictions.
But also quite wonderful.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to say that, so I'm glad you did. The Keith Bluey Truscott, this is how I think it might come out in the wash. In 5th position, this is cheating, but I think it's either going to be Clayton Oliver or Trent Rivers. I think Harvey Langford might finish maybe 6th or 7th in his first, best and fairest. 4th, I think it's going to be Jake Bowie. In 3rd place, I think Track will just attract votes. He'll just get votes. So I've got Track finishing 3rd now, best and fairest. I've got Cozzy Pickett finishing 2nd, and then it's pretty obvious who wins the Keith Bluey, isn't it, Scotty?
I'd love Cozzy to win it.
Yeah, but I think Max will have more than enough. And Cozzy missed 3 games as well. So...
Cozzy didn't get suspended.
No.
That just come to me. He's going to start a season. Yes.
We're right.
Mate, we won't lose.
Yeah.
If we had Cozzy Pickett from round 1, we would not have been zip and 5.
Yeah. Now, some honourable mentions.
That's actually made. That's going to make me. That's going to get me through pre-season.
That's good.
Cozzy is playing round 1.
That's good.
So touch wood. Fuck.
Don't do that, Scott. Don't do that. So, honourable mentions really quickly. Jai Cully. It was a good end of year story. Daniel Turner. He had some big games. Disco. Love him.
Disco's a gun.
Love him. Bailey Fritsch. Some really good signs in the second half of the year.
Cannot leave.
Won't leave.
Isn't leaving.
No, exactly.
Isn't.
And then the other one.
Good word.
Great. And then the other one is Cade Chandler. I think had a better year than most people realise. I think he was okay.
Just consistent.
So, let's do some thank yous. And let's just go through the thank yous, Scotty. So
you're welcome.
Yep, thank you. Big thanks has to go to Chase. He does a lot of work behind the scenes with the socials. he's a great kid. He has a bright future in front of him, and I can't thank him enough for all the help. The socials have never looked as good as they have. He's come in and he's made them shit hot.
It does look way better.
That's because of Chase, mate. That's because of
Well
Chase.
done, Chase.
Yeah, he's a gun. And some of the reels he's put out and some of the content that he's put out in the YouTube channel himself has been awesome. So well done, mate.
The fan engagement's really good.
It's been really awesome. Good. So no, I'm very thankful to have someone like him behind the scenes working away. Nick, our producer in the studio, yes, he's a Collingwood man, but he is a beautiful man, and he does some great work. And all the boys, and of course Penny, who come in and do the Thursday show, they love you as well, Nick. He's a consummate professional as well. He sets up all the tech and all the equipment. And he's awesome, and we love him. And it's been great to have Nick as the producer in the studio with us on Thursday. So a big thanks to him. And then these are all the other thank yous, of course. Scotty, yourself, Benny Lee, Toff, Nuggets, Marker, Adzi, Penny, who I mentioned, Zorks, who jumped on a couple of times, Ryan Sinclair from the Demon Army. He jumped on at least once with me. Big thanks as well to Cam Burt. Still going with Cam Burt, of course, and the Casey Report. They've got a big final this weekend against Williamstown. So get around them. And Cam's been awesome, loving his work down there at Casey and all the different reports he puts up on Twitter, or X as it's known now. So looking forward to continuing to speak to Cam on the Casey Report. So thank you. He's done some really diligent work. And then the other thank you, Scott, of course, are the fans. You, everyone watching, everyone listening, the messages of support. I'm going to be really honest with you. It's been bloody hard to get behind the microphone this year. It has been tough, really tough going. Felt like we're going through a vicious cycle there for a long time while Simon was still at the helm. No disrespect to him, but everything was rinse and repeat at one point. And yeah, it was tough, but I'm not saving lives. I'm just talking about a football club. So it might sound a little bit pedantic, but yeah, fronting up and mustering up the energy at different junctures of this season has probably been the hardest year since 2019. Felt like we're going through the motions on this show in that year as well. But thank you to all the fans, all the messages of support, the people that come up and say hi at the footy. It means the world. Kept me going. Kept me getting behind the microphone and putting out the content. So thank you. And then the final 3 shout outs, Scotty. I have to say a big thanks to Fiona, my wife. Love you dearly. You allow me to do this podcast. Yes, I'm a massive nuffy and we've got 2 crazy kids and it's hard to juggle, but she gives me the leg rope, Scotty. She gives me the chance to be able to do this and create this outlet. And without her, there's no world where I'd be doing it. So thanks to Fiona. Love you. Big thanks to Wallace, my dog. Just the outlet, Scotty. So I've got to give Wallace a big shout out. Thank you, mate, as you grimace. And then the final shout out goes
You're only thanking fee because you've been on a 3-day bender.
That is incorrect.
Okay. You rang me last night and said, "Oh, I'm on Mad Monday, mate. I'm at the pub." Monday.
I was home on Saturday, but I was drinking. I can confirm I have been drinking the last 3 days, and I've been enjoying myself. And then the last shout out goes to Backchat Studios. So to Will Schofield and Dan Const, they've taken a chance on myself and Rob Crawford from the Sash. And it's my job. It's what I'm doing. I'm working with Backchat. I left the corporate world. I left ARN and probably haven't disclosed that or told the world that, but without Scully and without Dan, there wouldn't be a new shiny studio in Collingwood. And they're backing us in to grow this business, this Victorian arm of Backchat. And it's hard work, but I'm absolutely loving it. And we've got some big plans for next year with the AFL fan channels, this one in particular. So as I do every year, Scotty, I always try to improve the content. And certainly in 2026, we're going to be bigger and better and larger than we've ever been. So thanks to Scully and thanks to Dan. That is the thank yous, Scott. So there you go.
That's it.
They're the thank yous.
Any fuck yous or?
No fuck yous. Player ratings. I'm going to do a season player ratings. I'm going to rate every player out of 10. I'm going to do their holistic season. So I'll get that out to all the premium subscribers. There'll be a Robbo's rundown that'll go out for free on YouTube. Robbo's coming into the studio on Wednesday to have a chinwag with me about the footy club this year, the view ahead 2026. So you'll get that content this week. And then the last thing, the AFLW pod. Get around it. They're doing some good work.
Golfers, get on the Make Me Good at Golf podcast.
Sure, and get on that.
Pete Hellier, Limo, and Fleming.
Yes.
Unbelievable. It's very good.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's very good. I like it.
No, it's good. It's great working with those boys. And
I will be paid to go on that one.
You will never be on that one.
Oh, I reckon I'll get on that
That's cool. And then an unashamed, if you... Podcasting, anyone out there that's listening, Backchat Studios is an end-to-end podcast production house. So we know everything from go to woe. I've been doing this for 10 years, so surely I should know a little bit by now. If you're interested, if your business is interested, if you know someone that wants to do a show, hit me up, adrian@backchatstudios.com.au. Happy to have a chat. So happy to have a chat. So there's a little lead generation plug, Scotty, for the business. So that's it. That's season 2025. Put that season in the bin. Get out of here. Now, Scotty, you got any parting words?
No.
No? You don't want a message for people, an early message for 2026?
Get on the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Basketball season's coming up.
Yeah. And get your handicap down. What's your handicap, Scotty?
Went out. 5.1. I was 4-4. Haven't been hitting the ball very well, but I haven't been practicing. Haven't been playing. But it'll come in. It's winter. So once we come into spring, the handicaps normally come down for everyone because we're playing more and the weather's good. So, no, parting words are go and enjoy your off-season, Melbourne faithful. We will come back. We will come back. That's inevitable, but we will come back. I think everyone should take some solace out of what we saw in those short losses, and the kids are that good. And if anything, let's not set the bar too high, but let's just enjoy the growth and development of this midfield and the group. I think we've got an exciting 4 or 5 weeks because we get to see who they're going to pick as our next coach, and then it's a starting over. It's a new era for the Melbourne Footy Club. It's probably one of the most exciting pre-seasons we're going into because we don't know what we're going to get when we come round one next season. So, if anything, just lap it up. Yep. There'll be all the bullshit from all the trade period and Track's leaving and Clary's leaving and Sam McClure will keep being a flog and Tommy Morris and all these other idiots. But don't buy into that. Just enjoy that your club's in a pretty good position. We've got a new CEO, we'll have a new president. We've got all these good things happening. You reckon we've got a new training base that's pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. But the kids are good. The kids are great. I think that's the beauty of this season is we've blooded it. And now we get to sit back and relax. There's no stress. And we roll into 2026. Even numbers, better number. Although we won in 21, so that means fuck all.
Love it. We'll leave it on that. Thanks, Scotty.
See you, dude.
Love you.
Love you.
Club.
Love you, mate. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.